What is up, you guys? I have a brand new video for you, and if you ever wanted the Magician event and Swamp event characters from FNaF AR as a Funko plushie, then you are in the right place, because in today's video I have some more FNaF AR plush concepts for you, today's video being on the Swamp and Magician event. So let's not waste any more time and get straight into the concepts. So we're going to be starting off with the Dark Circus event, and the first skin in the Dark Circus event we're going to be covering is of Clown Springtrap, one of my favorite skins, mostly because he reminds me of Pennywise and Joker, some of my two most favorite fictional characters of all time. For the plush, I used my revamped Springtrap plush from my FNaF 3 Help Wanted concept video. You can watch that in the description below, but I used that. I put its head on a Foxy plush's body, mostly because Foxy's body is all plain, and from there I put Springtrap's makeup on with the red. I put red along his snout. I also gave him the blue eye makeup, same with the purple. I also gave him the purple triangles above both of his eyes and his eyebrows. I also gave him some purple puffy hair along with his blue and purple eyes. For his outfit, I started off red, made it a bit of a lighter red with brown pants, dark red shoes, a brownish for the inner shirt, a purple collar popping out, and I also put puffballs with this kind of desaturated purple color, along with a belt and 2 yellow puffballs. And that is it for Clown Springtrap. Now that we're done with Clown Springtrap, we're moving on to the next character, which is of Magician Mangle. For Magician Mangle, I used my revamped Mangle plush that I made in my FNaF 2 Toy Animatronics Help Wanted wave. You can watch that again in the description below. And with this Mangle plush, I made the body a type of warm orange type of color. I did not change the wires at all. I left that its normal color. For the head, I made it a kind of dirty white color, and then for the pink parts of Mangle's head, I made that orange and then made that look dirty looking as well. I also had to edit her eyes. I had to give her that blue eye, and I also had to give her a top hat, which I took from Toy Freddy. For the Endo head, I also gave that the warmish orange Endo color, along with the hypnotized eye and the bunny ears taken from FNaF 1 Bonnie. Now for our last character in the Dark Circus event, we have Ringmaster Foxy. For Ringmaster Foxy, I used my plain Rockstar Foxy plush base that I made and put on my DeviantArt just for future edits. If you want to use that, you can. Links in the description below to my DeviantArt. But from there, I made the head and the belly all white. And then from there, I removed the eye patch strap, and I made his eyes yellow by using Freddy Frostbear's pupils. I gave him brown inside of his ears. I also gave him a red top hat with dark red accents with the little skull designs. For his body, I made him all a dark red and gave him a yellow collar. I also gave him his withering in the middle with a glowish orange around it. I gave him his endo hand, his endo feet, and I gave him gold to resemble the base of the whip. And I also gave him black eyebrows and removed his freckles. And that is all I did for Ringmaster Foxy. Now we are getting into the Haunted Forest event, starting off with our main man, Woodland Toy Freddy. So for Woodland Toy Freddy, he was a very hard plush to make, but eventually I got him looking the way I wanted, and it was around a 40-minute long edit, the longest edit in this video. So I started off with Freddy Frostbear, and from there I got rid of his hat, ears, and bow tie. I also made his head a little more square, and then I replaced his ears and hat with the little branches coming out of his head, and I also added some light shading and shadows on the branches to make them blend in more with the plush. I also then gave him the withering on his stomach, that big opening in the middle. I tried to resemble the pattern as much as I could from the game. I then also gave him his brown color, and then on top of his brown color, I gave him the green type of moss on him. I also gave him his orange eyes, taken straight from Freddy Frostbear. I gave him his brown bow tie. I then also gave him the mushrooms coming along his stomach and the mushrooms on his right leg from his perspective, and I think he came out pretty good. I also reshaped certain parts of him, like the snout a bit, and I took eyelids from my revamped Toy Freddy plush from my Five Nights at Freddy's 2 VR Help Wanted Toy Animatronic wave. You can watch that in the description below. I also had to get rid of his freckles because they are not present on the actual character, and I reshaped his snout a bit. And that is all I did for Woodland Toy Freddy. I think he came out pretty good. Now that I've finished covering Woodland Freddy, we're moving on to Boulder Toy Bonnie. For Boulder Toy Bonnie, I used my revamped Toy Bonnie plush as a base. Again, you can watch that in my FNaF FREDDY'S 2 Help Wanted Toy Animatronic, that video in the description below. But from there, I made Toy Bonnie a bluish gray, and then I blacked out his eyes and gave him gray eyebrows. I then also gave him withering, or cracks you could call it, all around him. I then also gave him the subtle green moss around him and gave one big chunk in the middle of his stomach, and got rid of his freckles. So that's all I did for Boulder Toy Bonnie. And for the last plushie of this event and today's video, we have Swamp BB. For Swamp BB, I used Foxy as a base again for the body, but used an egg plush for the head because the head doesn't have as much detail as the normal Balloon Boy plush, so I had to just redo the head. But from there, I made the body this type of darkish, dirty type of green, and then made the secondary color for the body an even more darker type of green. I also added some moss and leaves all around him. And then for the head, I again used that egg plush and made that the same type of green, but I also gave him Phantom Balloon Boy's cap on the top, and I gave him blacked out eyes, and a smile taken directly from the BB plush, but modified a bit to make it a little more creepy and accurate. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. If you did enjoy, you might as well subscribe because this is technically all I do. Definitely try to get me to 100,000 subscribers. I'm almost there, and I have some huge plans that I'm just so eager to share with you guys for when we hit it. So definitely try and get me there. Check out all the socials linked in the description below. If you want to see these edits in full HD, you could check out my Instagram or my DeviantArt. And definitely join the Discord server in the description below as well. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, my Maso777ers.